Good morning, it's Barbara. The sun just came back out from behind a big cloud, so I'm gonna try going out and see how I do. Good morning, it's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. I'm gonna adjust you a little bit so I can relax. This is a woolly worm head hat. I forget what the name of the pattern is. It was a really interesting knit. You knit a tube, then you pick up the stitches and knit the top of the hat. So this part is doubled, but those first rows of the design were really hard after you've picked up the stitches. Was not a fan. My button broke. Anyway, my hair looks terrible and I'm outside, so I decided to wear this hat. Good morning. It's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. It's still morning, just barely. So my water just boiled. I'm making my hummingbird food. So we will be replacing the worm holder with the hummingbird food soon. We'll probably just put the worm holder on a table or someplace and see what happens to it. The hummingbird food goes down a lot faster than that. Okay, so the sun went behind another big fat cloud, and it's a little breezy, so it's a little cool out here. I'm wearing my garden gate that Megan made me for Christmas the other year. This is Stein glass. Oh, hear that? Pearl's gonna go nuts. It's a Sunday. You're not allowed to shoot anything on Sunday. And besides, it's trout season. It's not hunting season. I don't know what that was. Rats. Now she's going to be on edge all day. The joys of vlogging outside. Well, it's cool, as you saw, but beautiful. It's going to be a nice walk, except it's Sunday. Yesterday, the park was full of little kids running around and yelling, and oh my gosh, my girls love little kids, and so they are really sad when we don't let them go run around and scream with the kids. So it was a hard walk. We had to keep changing direction and going different ways to avoid little kids running loose, and today is probably going to be very similar because the weekends. So it has begun. 'Tis the season of lots of kids on the weekends. So it's Sunday. I have missed Zooming with Christy for the last umpteen weeks. So I'm hoping we can Zoom tonight because I miss her. And tomorrow is the eclipse. We're having a full eclipse of the sun tomorrow in our hemisphere. But to get the full effect, you have to be more north than we are. My brother and his wife are going up to Niagara Falls. They have a room reserved, and they're going to be up in Niagara Falls to look at it. I haven't looked at the weather in Niagara Falls to see if it will be cloudy or sunny. I hope it's sunny in Niagara Falls so they can get the full effect of it. We are supposed to have clouds, I think, tomorrow. So we will be enjoying the eclipse in our own way. Apparently it's around 2 o'clock, 2:15 tomorrow, if my informant is correct. I'll pay more attention to it tomorrow, I guess. The next one in our area is until 2044. 2044. Oh, I'll only be 90. I'll be here for that. Anyway. So I read a book yesterday, How to Solve Your Own Murder, something like that. It was really cute. I liked it a lot. And we watched the end of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, Return of the King. And while we watch that, I knit. So I am very close to the end of the 5th skein of yarn. So I'm to the point where I'm going to knit to the beginning of row marker, and then I'm going to start my ribbing to finish my Korean poncho. So I am very close to finishing. I will be doing 2x2 rib, and I hope I leave myself enough yarn to bind off. I have, oh, you know what I should do? I should weigh the yarn. I should actually weigh my last skein of yarn, and when I put it in, I should mark where I put it in, and I should do 1 round of knitting, 1 row, and then weigh my yarn again and get an approximate weight for 1 row. Now, a bind off shouldn't take too much more than a regular row, right? Anyway, so I have an idea, and I can weigh what I have left as I get to the end to make sure I have enough, because I really, really, really want to have enough for the bind off. If I have a little bit of extra yarn left over, I would rather that than lose at Yarn Chicken doing the bind off for this. It's kind of chilly now. I could be wearing it now if it were done. Maybe I'll be outside no matter what the weather is when I finish that poncho and show you. Yeah. So I'm kind of excited to finish a big project, a really big project, 6 skeins of DK. And yeah. So a couple days and I should be done, depending on how much knitting I do. I'm trying to be careful with my arm while still accomplishing something. If I Zoom with Christy tonight, maybe I'll work on my dragon, because I really like the dragon. It doesn't matter that I'm way behind. It really doesn't matter that I'm way behind. Or I could knit. I'm thinking about taking that dragon pattern and turning it into a painting. I think that's what I might do. And that would scratch a couple itches. For sure. Anyway, so yeah, that was yesterday. Oh, I did another version of the cottage cheese chips. I found a baked version, and you have to blend the cottage cheese so it's completely thin, and then you bake it at 225 I baked it for 2 hours. So you put it in for 40 minutes, you turn it around after 40 minutes and put it in for another 40 minutes. And then the guy said to just turn the oven off and put it in for leave it in for 20 minutes as the oven's cooling. But mine did not, didn't seem crispy enough. So I kept putting them in for 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. So I came up with 2 hours at 225. And so everybody liked them. Dennis liked them. Aura liked them. So, and I liked them. And these were less delicate than the ones we saw in our original video, which were used in the microwave, made in the microwave. They were really thin and crispy, which is great, but not sturdy enough to stand up to like dipping. These I was able to dip, so that was good. Dennis liked them, Aura liked them, and Dennis went to the store yesterday and bought more cottage cheese, so I suspect we'll be making more of those today. We did put one like in a plastic tub with a desiccant in it just to see how it is, you know, like the next day or 2 days later. Because we're going to make, today we'll make way more than we made yesterday. And so we'll have to keep them we won't be able to eat them all. In fact, I think Dennis must have finished them all off last night. We had a couple sitting. Well, I'll have to look. Maybe he put them in the test plastic tub. But there were a couple left out that I didn't eat and he didn't eat, so see where they are, how they did. Motorcycle going by. I guess it's warm enough. Meanwhile, so we did that yesterday. That was fun, and that was quite successful. Quite successful. In fact, Dennis likes those just to eat them more than he likes my crackers, which are very good. I get compliments on my crackers from people who don't eat keto, because those crackers are what I serve when I serve cheese and crackers. Not that I have a lot of people to serve them, but Christy and Allison is a big cheese girl, and she loves them. So, but Dennis liked these better. And they don't taste nearly as cottage cheesy as I expected. I mean, they literally have one ingredient, cottage cheese. But yeah, so anyway, it was pretty interesting. This is a version from Serious Keto YouTube channel if you are interested. I know some of you are keto. And I know many of you are not. And I'm sorry to go on about this stuff, but we get excited about it. The thing that's missing, that's very difficult to come by in a keto diet, is the crunch. We get smooth, we get creamy, we get crunch, we get bacon. I call it the bacon diet. We get bacon, so I get a bacon crunch, which is good. But in terms of like all those bad food, all the food that's bad for me that I crave, it's because of the crunch, the chips, the crackers, the cookies, things like that. So, and when I get a good crunch for and be on my plan, on my food plan, that's heaven for me. All right, I'll stop talking about that. Anyway. Well, I don't do anything. So if I don't talk about my food thing, and I don't talk about the weather, and I'm not knitting enough to talk about my knitting, what the heck am I going to talk about, right? A good cup of coffee. Jennifer Steingas. Jennifer Steingas, Garden Gate. Isn't this beautiful? And it's so soft. It's really a shame, but when it's chilly, I have to wear something under it because it's short sleeved. But come a little warmer in the spring, then I can have it next to my skin, and it's so soft and yummy. I love color work. I just don't like to do it. This was her first colorwork sweater she made. Isn't it wonderful? Anyway. Thank you again, Megan. So, yeah, I guess that's it for me. It is actually pretty lovely out here. If I had my jacket on to cut the breeze a little bit, that might be it. But Dennis is working on his peppers. I have my hummingbird food cooling now. He took it off the stove. So we will be putting our hummingbird feeder up later this afternoon. And yeah, Karen sent me a graphic of where the hummingbirds are in the country in their migration. And they're up like in northern Maryland. So they are an hour and a half drive for me. So they're coming. And I'm going to be ready for them. So, like I said, the worm feeder's coming down. We'll put it someplace. I'm not sure where. And I wonder if the squirrels like those worms. Do we have to squirrel-proof it? I don't know. We'll find out. Anyway, so I'm outside. I have a couple weeds I could pull, and I have a lot of sticks I could pick. We never called Manny about the sticks. I don't know that Manny wants to pick up sticks. Anyway. I'm going to go. What do you think? Please take good care of yourselves. Please, please, please stay safe and stay sane.